Well, Johnny, they didn't give you a win before your birthday, but you got a win after your birthday, so the weekend wasn't totally lost, right? Yeah, that's true, and no trolling from Canucks fans at my job tomorrow to boot. And hey, I also got this very nice Scott Hartnell bobblehead doll to go along with this great weekend. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 4-2 Tuesday night inside Bridgestone Arena. While they're at it, they win the rubber match of this 3-game series of the season. The Preds shake off last Thursday's disappointing shootout loss in Edmonton and get a big W heading into the All-Star break, an impressive 28 wins, 60 points in 46 games. Much needed assets in the form of Dante Fabro from the injured list and Eeli Tolvanen from the COVID reserve list returned to the Preds lineup for this key game. The first time the Canucks and the Preds have played in 2 weeks, when the Canucks came into Bridgestone and gave the Preds the loss. In that game 2 weeks ago, the Preds were playing the second half of a back-to-back and had the tired legs. Well, now it's the Preds' turn to return the favor, as the Preds were the rested team and the Canucks were playing the second half of a back-to-back. Preds and Canucks finding their feet early. Neither team can generate any shots or momentum through the first 5 minutes of the first period. The Preds would earn the first power play of the game, but even there, the Preds can only generate 2 shots on goal. It takes the Canucks almost 8 full minutes into the first to generate their first shot on goal. And when that sort of thing seems to be trending that way, you hate to see that happen to your goalie because you don't want him to get cold, not getting tested with his muscles and everything. And fortunately, the first shot doesn't go in. But shortly after that, he does let in a goal as the Preds have a breakdown and the Canucks have a 2-on-1 and Matthew Heimer opens the scoring 1-0 Canucks. Later, the Canucks have a power play, and you hate to see them get any momentum and put the Preds out of it early, but Saros stands his ground and makes probably his best save of the game early, yes, early, not later on in the third, in the first period, as JT Miller finds a cross-ice pass to Brad Hunt, and Saros closes the pads and keeps it a 1-0 game. And what have I said? Every time the Preds don't capitalize on a chance like that, well, what I say happens against the Preds happens against the Canucks here. Under 6 minutes left to go in the first period, just as the Preds penalty is about to expire, Michael McCarron gets it up to Ryan Johansson as he goes in and gets Demko confused and roofs it past him over his left shoulder. The Preds tie the game at 1. Just over a minute later, the Preds keep pushing. Preds are cycling in the Canucks zone. The puck comes to Philip Myers at a point, and he just lets the shot go on the net. And there is old Mr. Reliable, number 9 in your program, number 1 in your heart right now, I am sure, next to number 74 who plays in net, who gets his stick out just in time in the slot area to tip it. Roof job on Demko. Preds now lead 2-1. Canucks do not go away just yet, as you thought maybe they would have, being tired from the back-to-back. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the first. Oliver Ekman-Larsson from the blue line inside the Preds zone. Tomasino and JT Miller serving as a screen in front of Saros, and Larsson just takes a shot on net. It gets through. The Canucks have tied this game at 2. Fortunately for the Preds, no further damage done. They can regroup in the locker room at the first intermission. This game is tied at 2 after 1. Less than 20 seconds into the middle frame, the Preds are hungry to take the lead, and they have a great setup, resulting in Ryan Johansson hitting Demko's left goalpost. A quarter under 3 minutes into the second period, the Preds' red-hot power play against these Canucks would get a chance to give the Preds the lead as JT Miller gets called for slashing Philip Myers. And barely 30 seconds into that power play, the Preds are passing the puck around. It comes to number 59, Roman Josi, who has a clean lane, uncontested, and he makes the pass over to number 9, Philip Forsberg, with a one-time blast straight through Demko. He's pumped. His second goal of the game, his 24th of the season, gives the Preds back to lead, up 3-2. Oh, whoever could that be? Hello, David Lakeland in residence. I'm coming for you, David. Who is this? So to recap, Philip Forsberg now has 24 goals on the season, 202 goals in his career as a whole, all with the Preds, of course. He is now 8 back of David Legwand and 9 back of taking sole possession as all-time Preds goal scorer. Shortly after that goal, Mark Borowski makes sure to keep up the physicality. Puck is behind the Preds net to Saros' left, and Borowski can see Oliver Ekman-Larsson with the puck, so he lays out a thunderous hit against the boards and lays him out, and the play continues. Forsberg would have a great chance near the end of the second period for a hat trick, but Demko makes an amazing save. Preds finish the second period on a power play that will carry over to the third period, despite being outshot 14-5 in that middle frame by the Canucks. Saros not allowing a goal, being outshot 14-5 in that period. Saros with one of his best periods as of late for the Preds. Will his boys in front of him come through and get him the W in the third period? Brock Besser with probably the Canucks' best chance early in that third period, but the Preds' defensive pressure collapses in front of Saros, preventing the scoring opportunity. Again, so many chances one way. When you don't capitalize, it comes back to bite you on the other end, and this time, again, it's the Canucks, as the Preds would make them play just about 90 seconds into the third. Preds are buzzing in the Canucks zone, and the play is at the Canucks blue line, and Matthias Ekholm just takes a shot directed at the net like a target, and there in front of Demko is Tanner Jeannot, the hungry rookie wanting to feed all of Preds Nation who is in attendance inside Bridgestone Arena. He corrals a puck, collects it, goes backhand on Demko, give the Preds a 2-goal lead, now up 4-2. Preds keep up the defensive pressure because just about 3.5 into the third period, Elias Pettersson with a great chance in on Saros, but Alexander Carrier, another rookie wannabe, with a great defensive back check, prevents Pettersson from getting a scoring chance and doesn't take a penalty or commit a penalty shot for Pettersson to take. After the Preds would kill off a Dante Fabro penalty, Dante, who probably isn't used to playing forward, is coming out of the box when the puck comes to him, and he has a 2-on-1 with Colton Sissons, unsure of what to do, and he waits just a little too long. Brad Hunt of the Canucks plays the defensive position perfectly to block the pass, and the Canucks escape, not being down 3 goals at that point. We reach the back half of the third period, the Preds keeping up the pressure, trying to give Demko the death blow for this game. Demko is hanging on for dear life, trying to let his boys in front of him try to claw back and probably tie this game and get a point out of Nashville. We get to the last quarter. Canucks pull Demko with about 2.5 left to go in the third period. Preds playing the puck well in their zone. Canucks really not getting any great scoring chances. The Preds would actually get a great chance to put this game away, but Duchesne looking out for his buddy a little bit too much when he should have shot at the net, and I'm yelling at my TV, shoot, when he could have probably buried it, but instead he tries to get it to Forsberg, and the Canucks are able to prevent the hat trick. Fortunately, it doesn't cost the Preds. They win the game comfortably, even though they didn't get the empty netter, 4-2. UC Saros records his 100th career win. Sometimes it can be hard to shake off the rust when you've had multiple days off. You hope more times than not it won't hurt them, since after tonight, the Preds won't play for another 8 days, and then they won't have another home game until a week from Saturday. With all that said, it didn't really cost the Preds tonight. They were barely outshot. They massively outhit the Canucks by more than 10, won 2/3 of the face-offs that were taken in this game. They didn't allow the Canucks to score a power play goal, and the Preds got their power play going. Preds indeed did take advantage of their rested legs. And another big number that I would like to remind you of, along with Forsberg's goal total, is that with the win tonight, the Preds have now recorded 491 wins on Bridgestone Arena ice, just 9 more to go to 500. And remember, the Stadium Series game the last Saturday of February will not count for this total. Again, the Preds will not play for another 8 games and will not be back at home for nearly 2 weeks. Don't get rusty now, boys. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. Counting down to big moments is fun. It makes it more memorable for when it finally happens.